another agency live stream. Mark, I wanted to thank you so much for being here today and taking out, the time to come chat with us. For those of you who are not familiar with Mark, Mark is a soul level astrologer, which is actually a method he created in 1987. He's also an author of, his first book was Cross the Bridge to the Future, and he's also co-author of the Cosmic Weather Report. And Mark, you have a third book coming out in 2021, correct?
It's probably going to be out in 2021 or maybe early 2022, and that's called the Ruby Heart of the Dragon: Sun Signs for Our Times.
Awesome. So we will keep our eye out on that. And, for everyone who is watching today and who's interested in the books, we are going to be dropping those links down to the live stream below. So that way you can take a look and check them out. So Mark, again, thank you for taking the time out today. And to kick things off, why don't we start with, you sharing a little bit about your message with our viewers, as well as where your passion developed.
Yeah, I developed soul level astrology in 1987 as a way to use the astrology birth chart as a window to the inner nature of human beings. Because I'd studied astrology for a few years, but I felt it was very superficial. I felt it was cliched, and I knew there was a deeper core to it, but I didn't know how to get there until I stumbled my way into a visionary astrologer who began a small mystery school under the giant redwood trees in Northern California. And for 7 years, I apprenticed to him. And I learned an inner astrology that I call soul level, where we get down into who you are and why you're here and what you're doing, what your true nature is. So that's what I've been doing since 1987 as my main profession, along with my book writing, my teaching, and I'm also a musician and a songwriter.
That's so exciting. That's very cool. And like you said, so you were able to kind of dive into more of the deeper meanings of the astrology as opposed to kind of the generic things. So that's definitely, must have taken a long time to master and really,
yes,
feeling for it.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what are some of the things that you're currently working on? We'd love to get a deeper look into your platform.
Sure. I have a school called the College of Visionaries and Wizards. It's an international online school with weekly classes by Zoom. And once a year in the summer, our students come here to sit with us, me and my wife, in our Vermont home in the mountains. And it teaches people around the world how to read birth charts the way I do, from the soul. And the school offers various classes. As I said, I'm about 1.5 years into writing my third book now. It's going to redo all the astrology signs and get to the core of them. So that's been an exciting journey of passion, because I'm trying to sweep away every cliche and every tired thought and get into the creative core. So it's very challenging for me. I'm almost halfway through the book. And what else do? I do readings. I do private readings with people all over the world, usually by telephone. Okay. And of various lengths, from 75 minutes long to 3-day sessions that are 4 hours a day. And so I work with people on various levels. Plus, I always do my music and my singing and my songwriting.
That's very cool. So like the various levels, if I could kind of like pick your brain a little bit on that. So, what I guess differentiates like from like a shorter session to a longer session? Is it looking deeper into, like, I'm just curious.
You might want to get one. Okay. Yeah, it's that I have more time to work my magic, and the readings that I do are recorded, because like really good poetry or literature, it works on so many levels that when you first hear it, it will strike you one way. But when you listen to the recording, you start to think, oh, that's what he was talking about. And if you listen to the recording even 10 or 20 years later, as many people have done, they say, oh my God, I got this whole other version of what you were talking about. So when I have longer sessions, I can sink in much more deeply.
Very cool. Okay, that makes complete sense. So
Yeah.
that's really exciting. I'm gonna have to check that out. I love astrology. I don't know a whole lot about it, but like I'm very fascinated with the different signs and how they kind of like come back to you. And I guess kind of, I don't know if this is like more of the generic, but like the traits and everything that different signs hold and carry. And I always find some of them to be true for me. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Astrology is like a lot of things. It depends upon the skill of the practitioner.
Hmm.
Even car mechanics, there are lousy car mechanics and there are wizard genius car mechanics. It's the same with astrologers.
Very cool. Well, I'm definitely interested. I might have to look into some things. That's really exciting. So I know we had the privilege of working on your website with you, and I know our team had a blast with that. I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind, sharing your overall experience with working with us, and getting to your website, bringing that live.
Yes. Yeah. My experience of working with your team was ecstatic. I could not be more happy, more turned on by what you did for me, and easy to work with, incredibly well organized, user friendly, inspirational. Um, you know, uh, I was made through the whole thing to feel that I counted personally, that you weren't just pulling out a template and throwing me into it. You did have a template, but it had a lot of room for my own individual voice to be heard.
Mhm.
And so I'm thrilled. I am crazy about my new website and getting all kinds of positive response about it. So I'm deeply grateful to you and Amber and the whole team.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to us, and we don't take that kind of feedback
Mhm.
lightly. So we do appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know you kind of mentioned about how we have like our templated format, but it is customized where it is supposed to fit everyone. So what might be like somewhat of a template for one person ends up looking like a completely different, different outcome for another person. But we do like to be able to support you and walk you through step by step, so that way you know what to expect.
Yes.
Um, and one thing I will say that like I love about your website, like I was going through it again just the other day, and I love that like the banner up top with the cosmic stars, and that's always just so eye catching. And just you have some really gorgeous photos and that background video. So I personally am a big fan of your website.
Thank you.
So what are some of your long term goals? What do you envision moving forward?
Well, our college, which was founded about 12 years ago, has really solidified in just the last few years as we've gained more recognition around the world, more international students. Some of my graduate students have returned to teach classes, and that's deeply satisfying for me because Soul Level Astrology, when I began in 1987, was a one-man job. I was a young man in Berkeley, California, and there were astrologers all around the Bay Area. And I thought, what can I do to distinguish my trade from theirs? And I came up with the idea of soul level. And I came up with that because I'd seen an interview with the mythologist Joseph Campbell and Bill Moyers called The Power of Myth, which was a pretty popular TV interview show at that point in 1987. And near the end of this, shortly before he died, Joseph Campbell said, "The world is dying for a new story because the old creation myths have run their course." And that hit me on a deep level. And I thought, then let me launch my practice of a soul astrology so we can bring a story of the soul into the marketplace. But now Soul Level Astrology is is a brand, and we have teachers and allies and promotion assistants, and it's growing and growing and growing. And that was unexpected. That wasn't part of my original business plan when I was 33 years old. I was just trying to launch out into space something that maybe would work for me. And it did work. And then when my first book came out and became a bestseller in 2008, I met my wife, and lo and behold, she had a degree in marketing and promotion. And, this was a match made in the stars because, and it took off from there. So I don't know where it's going to go in the future, but it's getting stronger. And I feel like we're helping change the world by reminding people that you all have an inner nature, and that's why you're here, to be true to yourself, not to just go along with the crowd.
Definitely. And that, I mean, I know you commented on how, seeing your students come back and teach, that has to be such like a powerful and rewarding feeling to, see people that you have taught over the years come back and now they're teaching your current students. And that, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And, we would love to continue to support you in getting your message out in a bigger way. So as things change and evolve, please feel free to share it with us, because we'd love to, share that with our community as well.
Thank you.
Very exciting. So, Mark, is there any additional things that you would like to discuss today?
The only other thing that I can think of at the moment is just to let all your viewers know that if you're wondering what your deeper purpose is, why you're here, and how to fulfill your optimal destiny, that's the kind of work I do in my books, in my classes, and in my readings, and on my website, and in my broadcasts on social media. So, drop by and take a look.
Definitely. And I mean, I feel like that's something that so many people struggle with, and especially during today's environment, the world just is ever changing, and it's a struggle to find out, what is my purpose? And everyone wants to kind of get that deeper meaning and see, what they're really here for.
That's right. Yeah. And that's our specialty.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate you taking out the time and coming to hang out with us. For everyone who is viewing today, I will be dropping the links in the comment to Mark's website, which is markborax.com. And then we'll also be linking out to his 2 books that are currently out. And we will definitely keep you posted on his new book, which we'll hopefully see in the next year and a half. So very excited for that. And, if you are someone who is like Mark and you're looking to get your message out in a bigger, more powerful way, I know that Amber and our team would love to have a no pressure conversation with you. You can always go over to our website, which is ngenterprises.com. We do offer our pricing menu right there on the website. You see all of our prices, everything right there in front of you. So you can always go check that out. And if you're on, maybe a different path right now, and you're looking for a little bit of marketing assistance, Amber also does offer Leverage to Scale, which is a program that offers, to teach either yourself or one of your team members how to do all of your baseline marketing for you in a very time efficient way. So, if you're looking, for assistance at all, we'll check those out. If you're looking to find out your bigger purpose, Mark is your guide. So we will be including all of that information below. And in the meantime, just, remember, no guts, no glory, and we'll see you next time.